And just start right in the middle of your mat. And we're gonna do a little warm up, reaching our arms wide to the sides, taking a big breath. Good, stretching up through the fingertips, and then as you exhale, just scoop your low belly in and round your back, reaching for the mat. Good, take a nice breath in at the bottom. You can bend your knees, and nice and slowly rolling back up. Good, just waking up our bodies, breathing in, reaching up. And as you exhale, let your fingertips sort of hang forward like little branches, rounding over your legs. Good, big breath in, bend your knees, and roll all the way up. Good, just noticing how your body's feeling this morning. If there's any particular areas of tension or maybe looseness, just do a little body scan here. You can let your head fall, bend your knees as deep as you need. And just take a minute here in this roll down. Take a few breaths, let the back of your neck go. You can shake your head out side to side. And then as you exhale, just rolling back up. Good, roll the shoulders back. Good, and then from here, we're gonna reach your arms up to the ceiling, flex your fingertips, and we're gonna reach up for the sky. So lifting up on your tiptoes, you're gonna reach a little higher with one arm, and then switching. Good. This is actually a Qigong exercise, so we're reaching up for the sky. Good, try to let your shoulders relax, and think of this reach coming from the side body. So in the past classes, we focused a lot on neutral alignment. We did a lot of imprint and sort of half rollback positions. And so today we're gonna focus a little more on side body and rotation. So let's just kind of warm up through the obliques, side to side as you reach up. And one more. Good, release. Good, reach your arms wide, take a big breath. And sweep your arms back out to the sides. And roll them back. Good. Okay, let's walk our feet a little wider apart. Okay, we're gonna take our hands forward, interlacing your fingers. And toes are gonna be pointing out to the outer corners of your mat. And then from here, I just want you to think like you're sliding down a wall, or maybe 2 planes of glass, sliding right down. You're gonna bend your knees, and then just stand back up. Good, and again, finding that little light zipper through the low belly, and stand back up. Good. Do that a few more times, just warming up the thighs. Finding a little heat maybe through the inner thighs as we do our little plies down and up. Good, breathing in, breathing out. And really think of this force as if you're about to jump up. So we're really standing like we're gonna jump right up through the sky. And then sink back down, grounding your feet and stand. Good, 3 more. Good, 2. And last one, hold it down and breathe. Good, can we all reach our arms up overhead? Take a big breath and then lower the arms back down. Good, again, try to keep this movement nice and easy. Even if you're feeling that heat through the legs, try to just keep the arms soft. You can take them down and then take them right back up overhead. And back down. Good, 2 more. Reach. Back down. And last one, reach, hold. Good, just stay here. Relax your shoulders. And take a few pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, and stretch all the way up. 1, and reach the arms wide, round back over the legs. Good, very nice. Sinking down through the center of both ankles. Roll back up nice and slow. And roll the shoulders back. Good. Okay, let's all stand facing the front edge of your mat. And we're gonna warm up the glutes a little bit in a little split squat series, okay? So we did quite a bit of this when we were lying on our side, doing our side leg lifts and things, but we're gonna find our glutes standing today. So let's all take our right foot back behind us. Good. And you want to create a stance where, imagine you were sort of in a little box. So left foot would be at the outer corner of the box, the front of the box. Right foot will be at the back outer corner. Okay, give yourself some space. And then we're gonna hold on to the backs of the glutes and find a little squeeze underneath the glutes. Good. Think of like an upward lift underneath the glutes, okay? Stack right over top of your left foot, and we're just gonna bend, dropping straight down. Good, and stand right back up. Good. Sinking right down, and back up. Nice. And now as we move through this, can you try to keep the crown of your head lifted? Ribs are soft, low bellies are zippered. Good. So core is always working, right? It's always in the background. It's really the rest of our body that adds that load and challenge to our core. So here, just notice how sort of loading our hips challenges our core and vice versa. So as we sink down, maybe going a little deeper. Yeah. Good. Try not to get too finicky about that knee. It can travel a little bit beyond the ankle, but as long as there's no pain associated with that, right? Put a little more weight now into the back foot as well. And just notice how that strong foundation feels as you squeeze and drop. Do 2 more. And 1. And come right back up. Awesome, good. And switch. Yeah, shake it off, good. Switching feet, finding that little box. Glutes are nice and lifted, ribs are pulled in, low bellies sink, and then sinking down and back up. And if this is feeling good and feeling really connected, and you're really feeling the glutes fire right away, take your arms forward. Yeah, otherwise keep them here. I like to really feel that activation to sort of get everything awake. So whatever feels better in your body, yeah, if you're taking the arms forward, just holding them in line with your shoulders. Good. Playing with some weight transfer. Notice if you put more weight in the front foot or the back foot, even the weight between both feet. Good. 3 more. 2. And last one. And come right back up. Good, nice. Okay, let's all take our arms forward. Interlace your fingertips. We're gonna alternate those. Take the right foot back, sink it down. Good, come back up, step forward and switch. Good. One other thing we really wanna notice here, if we peek down at our knee, that's a head, so our supporting leg. Just notice if the knee is doing any sort of internal rotation. So meaning, just notice if it wants to do this. Can you try to really keep it square? Yeah, so toes, knee pointing forward in line with, let's say, the big or second toe. Good, can you feel almost like your core is really so supported that we're almost gonna jump up off of that standing foot. Yeah, find even a little bit of balance as we switch. Good, with nice control. Nice, 4 more. Just getting our heart rates up. Good, last 2. And last 1. And all the way in. Awesome, guys, good. Okay, we're gonna come back to that in a little bit. Come to the back edge of your mat. Feet are nice and supported. Spread your toes wide, reach your arms out, all the way overhead, and round forward. Good, this time, meet the mat with your hands, walk yourself right out to your tabletop. Good, just holding hips over top of knees, shoulders over top of wrists. Good, can we find a really nice long spine and just take a few breaths? Pulling your chin back and in, 3, 2, and then walk your hands back, 4 walks to your feet, 2, 1, and roll back up. Again, arms wide and up. Scooping under. 4 walks to tabletop. Shoulders over wrists. Hold, just noticing how that neutral alignment feels in this loaded position. So breathing. Keep the ribs lifted. 3, 2, And walk the hands back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll back up. Good, last one, guys, reaching up. Grounding your feet into the mat, round. We're gonna hold this one a little longer, just building some heat through your core center. Good, can we come back to that idea of our core like a really solid tree trunk? And the arms and legs like light branches. So we're really light through the arms and legs, very equal. Core is holding us up, just breathing. 3, 2, and knees lower on 1. Come down to a shell stretch. Good, take a big breath in, let your forehead melt. Big exhale, sink your hips right down into your heels. Again, big breath in, spread your fingertips wide, and just practice even pressing all 10 fingertips into the mat. Get really connected to your mat. Exhale, relax your shoulders and neck. Good, one more, breathing in. And then this time, as you exhale, come back up to tabletop. Good, okay, let's do a cat stretch with a little bit of an extra, piece. So we're gonna round our backs just like normal, lifting up through your shoulders, hugging your ribs in, nose comes down to belly button. And then on the way out in your extension, we're gonna actually let the shoulders retract. Let them sink towards each other, hug each other. And then again, rounding in. And then as you exhale, fan your tailbone back, ripple through your spine, let the shoulders retract and hug the upper spine. So this extra retraction just gives us a little more access to the upper back. A little sweet spot that tends to get tight, especially sitting at desks, holding bags, holding babies. Good, yeah, so really finding that nice little area that through your T-spine, through your upper spine. Retract the shoulders, extend. And last one, scoop. And extending forward. Good, come to a flat neutral spine this time. Press away from the mat with your shoulders. Okay, we're gonna take left arm forward, right leg back. And lower, switch. Good, just finding that reach through our swimming. Good, zipping up through the low belly, and then watching that back leg. So just watching, it's not overly kicking too high, we're keeping it in line with the hip. Good, switch. 4 more. Good, reaching through the fingertips. 3. Exhaling to reach 2. And last one, let's hold this one here. Good, from here. Scooping your low belly in, coming back to cat, this time hugging your knee into your nose, reach it in, and then reach back out. Good, scooping under, let's send that back arm all the way up to the ceiling, and then reach it away. 3 more, scooping under, inhale, lengthen. Good, for 2. Reach, good, remember coming into that imprint here as we round, last one, reach away, take a breath, and lower to switch. Good, maintaining neutral to begin. Reach left arm forward, right leg back, and go ahead, scooping under. Inhale, lengthen, and just noticing your balance here side to side. And how that's supporting knee and hip really keep us centered in our mats and in our bodies, really pressing into the right hand. Press and reach. Exhale, 2. Inhale, lengthen, and last one, curl. Reach all the way out, take a big breath. Lower the hand and knee, back to shell. Take a nice breath in. Good, exhale, sinking your hips a little deeper. And again, big breath. And exhale. Out, just let your forehead melt. And this time, take a breath, spread your fingertips wide, and come right back up to tabletop. Good. Nice, guys. Okay, let's all grab one weight. We're gonna hold on to it in the right hand. And we're gonna meet back in tabletop. Okay, stay nice and square to start. Let's take the right arm out to a T shape, so a half T. And then just bring it back down. And so once we're starting to add some more load through the arms, just start to notice as you reach wide and back down how that sort of translates and transfers into the core and the hips. Okay, just notice if the hips want to start to rock towards the ball or the weight. Good. Can we try to stay quite square for now as we reach? So square through the shoulders and hips. 2 more. And then hold the next one out. Pause. Good. Can we drive through our left shoulder and lift? Take it into a twist now. Allow that twist to happen. The hips can rotate. And then from there, come back to center. Okay, we're gonna do that again. Breathing in. Exhale at the top. And come back to center. Just feeling those obliques, how they fire, how they support, how they twist. Come back to center. 2 more. 2. Beautiful. And last one, twist and open. Come back to center. Awesome, lower the weight and switch it over to the left hand. Nice. Good. So just feeling maybe those minimal shifts as we take the arm wide and bring it back down. And if you have a dumbbell, that's great too. You're gonna actually just point it to your palm to face the mat the whole time. Yeah. Good. If isn't feeling so great in the shoulder, allow yourself to bend your elbow. There's nothing wrong with a little modifying. Elbow can stay bent in a little L shape. And just play with your range. Maybe you go right up to T. Maybe you stop at a little lower angle. There's nothing wrong with any of that. So just notice what's feeling best in your body. Okay, last one, hold it out. Pause, drive through the right arm and shoulder lift, twist. Reach for the sky and then come back to center. Again, lift. And come back to center. Good, 4 more. Can we try to lead from the shoulder as we twist? 3. 2, drive and reach. And last one, all the way up. Back to center, lower the weight, roll it away, and shall stretch back. Amazing, good, sinking right down. Good. And then let's come up one more time, forward to tabletop. Okay, so let's grab our unstable prop. So whether you have a ball or a pillow or the roller, whatever it is, we're gonna pop it between the inner thighs, nice and high towards pubic bone. And then we're gonna come back down to tabletop one last time here. Okay, spreading the fingertips nice and wide. Good. And then when we're all ready, curl your toes under this time. Okay. Now from here, let your low belly relax. As you exhale, zip it right up and in. Connect to your core and hover your knees up. Good, just breathing. Now noticing the difference when we have this connection between our inner thighs. So now we're finding our adductors, right? Those inner thigh muscles. Just breathing. You can start to squeeze or hug the thighs around your prop. For 4, 3, 2, and lower the knees on 1. Good. You can uncurl the toes and we're going back into it. Set the shoulders back towards each other. Press into your fingertips and hover. Good, squeezing the prop. And now just stay with this. We're gonna actually release the prop a bit. Knees go wide and then squeeze it nice and hard. So whatever it is, imagine you're gonna pop it or really squish it between the inner thighs. Knees apart, knees together. Good, notice if your head is starting to fall forward, or I call it the little turtleneck. Can you pull your head back and in? 2 more squeezes. Last one out, last one in, take a breath. Good, and this time lower the knees and shall stretch back. Beautiful. Nice work, guys. Good. Roll all the way up, coming down to your seat. Okay, how are we doing so far? Good. Okay, have a seat right in the middle of your mat. And then option to keep your prop with you as low back support and also deeper core challenge, or you can not use any props if you feel. So we're gonna actually straighten the legs nice and long. Okay, if the prop is behind you, it's gonna be just about a couple inches behind your low back. Yep, take the arms forward. And then from here, just finding a gentle forward fold. Good, just breathing into your back. You can always bend your knees slightly if you need. And then roll back up to sit tall. Again, scooping under, rounding over the legs, and then sitting tall. Option to also separate legs as wide as hips. Just judge based on how your low back feels here. We don't really want to pull the low back. So we want to feel pretty, just like a nice stretch. Forward fold, and back up. And now can you imagine there is a ball between your belly and your thighs, okay? As you round your spine forward this time, instead of folding from the hips, we're gonna scoop the waist in and create this nice rounded back. Imagine I'm in front of you, pulling your fingertips forward and you're resisting pulling back. Good, just find that nice stretch and then maintain it, and you're gonna roll back, keeping it until you find your prop or maybe just your sacrum. Hold, just breathing here. 5, 4, 3, reaching the fingertips forward, 2, and sit all the way up on 1. Back up. Okay, let's do that again. Pull the waist in, hollow out the low belly, stretch forward, and roll back into your prop, down to your sacrum. You can tuck your tail under, slide it underneath. Good, 2, 1, and round over the legs. And sit tall. Good, last one, scoop forward. Let's stay down this time. Holding. Good, and now let's find the obliques again. So without actually having to twist, we can find them by just starting to add some movement to the arms. Reaching one arm up and then the other. Good, notice again if your head wants to pop forward and kind of do all the work for you, can you pull your chin back in space and just trust the work of the core here as you kind of feel like you're falling back and the core is resisting, keeping you forward. Yeah, we can always have this nice opposition. Good, and switch. Good, can you breathe and find a little wideness in your collarbones as you switch? Good, enjoying the little shakes. 3, 2, and last one. Hold through center, take a breath, and then round all the way over the legs. And sitting tall. Beautiful. Okay, grab one of your weights. One weight in both hands, bend your knees, feet flat on the mat. Take your arms forward. And go ahead, one more time, scooping in. Good, stay here, we're gonna take the weight to the right. So now we're really getting those obliques moving in the rotational range, rounding one way and rotating the other. Good, can you really focus on the weight in front of you and try to keep it directly in line with your heart center. So right in line with your sternum. Okay, as you switch. Yeah, keeping that direct connection between the weight and your chest. Arms come with you. Yeah. And then let's practice going a little less. So maybe not twisting the whole way around. If you're holding your breath, breathe. So exhaling one way and the other. And use your prop for some support if you need. So there's some where I'm kind of like putting more weight into my prop, and then there's others where I'm really kind of lifting away from my prop. So just play with your own weight and your own load in your body. Good, okay, one more each way, right? One more to the left. Come back to center, and this time just sit right up. Good, okay, roll back halfway. We're not done just yet, go back to the right. Let's go about a third of the way. hold, lift and lower for 3, 2, exhale down, 1, back down, back to center. Let's sit up between each. Scoot back, twist to the left, lift and lower, 3, 2, 1, come back down, come back to center and sit up. Good, back down halfway to the right. Let's lift and lower for 2, 1, center and lift. Back down, try to start to find a little flow in your movement. 2, 1, center, lift, and we're gonna do 4 alternating. Twist to the right, lift and lower, 4. Inhale, center, twist, lift and lower, 3. Breathing in, exhale, 2. And last one, lift, lower, center, take a breath. Can we take the weight all the way up, sit tall, and round over the legs. Exhale, release. Good, ditch your weight, round over. That's it. And then roll all the way up. Good, let's all have a sip. Take a break for a minute. Okay, coming back down, let's grab our prop, our squishy prop. Pop it right between your ankles. Okay, no weights this time, take your arms forward. Find your forward scoop, rounding over the legs. And then from here, squeeze the ankles together, hugging the prop, and you're gonna roll all the way down, bone by bone by bone. Lengthen out your back. Good, take a nice stretch here. Really lengthening out your spine. Can you take a big breath into your ribs? And exhale, roll back up. Good. That first one always feels a little bit challenging, right? Sitting tall, just kind of noticing how your back is feeling in this roll down. And if we can be a little patient with our backs, right, our spines, as you roll down, deepening your core, finding every bone as you melt. And lengthening out, really feeling how we can lengthen through our back, through our arms, stretching our fingertips and toes. On the way up, can we take an extra breath into your mid-back? Maybe feeling the ribs melt into the floor. Take your arms up a third of the way. Okay, now sink your ribs into the mat a little deeper. And now while you're here, try to take a few breaths into your ribs. Sides of the ribs, back of the ribs. And now really exhale on this next one. Out through your mouth, low belly zips. Nod your chin, deepen that part of your low back and mid back. And roll all the way over. And sitting tall. Nice. Last one like that. Scoop forward. Scooping under, bone by bone. Lengthen. Arms up a third of the way. Good. Tuck your tail under a little more this time, and then peel back all the way. Good. Grab your weights while you're there. Take them back up to shoulder height. Good. You can squeeze them together or allow them to face the mat. Round forward. This time as slow as you can go for 10, 9, 8. Try to keep the arms in line with the ears. 6, 4, 3, shoulders 2, and arms on 1. Big stretch. This time arms wide and down by your sides. Awesome, good. Bend your knees. Let's bring our feet flat on the mat. Take your prop and pop it right between the inner thighs. Good. Lying flat. Just come back to neutral here. So it's our first time really lying on our backs. Just noticing where your ribs are resting. Notice where your low back is resting. Okay? And just start to do a few pelvic rocks. We're gonna rock forward and rock back. Good. Just rocking that little bony structure of our pelvis. Try to let all the muscles be soft for now. Good. And then from here, we're gonna deepen the low belly, rock your pelvis towards your ribs. Start to find the glutes, squeeze the glutes, and peel your hips up to bridge. Good, take a breath, and roll back down. really enjoying that length in the spine. Do that again. Curl under, squeeze the glutes. Peel up as high as you can, as high as what your low back is allowing today. And then roll back down. Good. 2 more like this. Squeeze and lift. Hold for a breath. Melt. Hold the next one up. Peel all the way up. Stay at the top. Good. Can we find those adductors again? Squeezing in through the ball and up. In and up. So whatever you got there between your inner thighs, maybe you don't have anything. That's okay too. Just try to bring the knees together and apart. Good. Notice your low belly. Is it still zipping up? Are you letting it go? Can you work it with your breath as you exhale, finding a little tightness and then letting it go as you release. Good. 3 more. 2. Hold the neck squeeze on 1. Lower your hips halfway down and lift back up. Hug the prop, lower and lift your hips. Good. Option to always, you can put your fingers sort of on your hip flexors. I'm always a fan of sort of finding where we're firing and making sure we're firing the correct muscles. So if you want to pop your fingertips right in that crease between your hip bones and your thighs, it's a good option. And just notice if those muscles want to engage. Can you let them soften? Finding the work right through the backside. Through your extensors. Yeah. Good. And if they're feeling soft and good, you can take your arms up, take your weights to the ceiling. Good. Sinking the shoulders into the floor. Okay. Let's all try to take that option now. Let's take the arms wide as you lower your hips. Take your arms up as you lift the hips. Inhale down. Exhale up. Good. Inhale halfway. Exhale all the way. 4 more. 3. 2. All right, last one. Hover down. Let's all stay hover. Keep your glutes off of the floor. Hold the arms at a T. Take your right arm up. Take it back out to the side. Left arm up. Take it back to the side. Challenging our pelvic stability. Okay, our obliques. Internal obliques, so without actually having to twist, feeling how those fire up. To support the spine, to support the hips. Good. Taking one arm up. Is your bum glutes on fire yet? Good. Keeping them hover, keep them working. Last one, each arm. Switch arms wide and lift everything. Take a breath and roll back down this time. And relax. Nice work, guys. Drop the weights. Take the squishy ball or prop out and just let your knees fall out and in. Good. Pop your prop off to the side. Press your arms down into the mat. Feel even your triceps engage. Okay. And this time, without anything through the inner thighs, we're just hovering back up to bridge. And just notice now that connection, that proprioception that we created between inner thighs and core. So really keeping that connection really deep. So as we lift, we're finding the inner thighs and glutes together. Good. And then from here, let's put some more weight in the left foot. Take our right knee to tabletop. Good. Switch. And we warmed these up quite a bit at the beginning. So just notice how this weight transfer is feeling in your hips. And you can even give a little glance down at your hips. Notice if one is rocking down as you lift the knee. We try to keep them leveled as if there's a tight little string pulling from right hip bone to the left hip bone. Good, let's all meet with our right knee up in tabletop. Pause, kick your right leg to the ceiling, bend it back in, and switch. In and up, in and down. Good, really finding that those opposites. Let's all hold the right leg up now. Pause, kick the right toes to the ceiling. Can we lower and lift the hips for 5, 4, driving that left heel into the mat, left toes as well. Everything is working together. Last one. Bend the knee in, lower your foot, and switch. In and up. Hips hover, hips lift. Good. Notice your right big toe. Is that working too? Notice your right pinky toe. Is that working? Good. And last one. Lower that down. Good. One more, guys. Right knee to tabletop. Kick the right toes to the ceiling. Can we sweep it down in line with the left knee? Flex and kick it back up. For 4. Flex, lift. 3. 2. Remember, legs like branches, right? Light as a feather. Bend it in, lower it down. Last one, left knee in and up. Point, reach down, flex, kick up. 5. Point, reach. 4. Use your exhale to sweep it up. 3. Inhale, lengthen. 2. And last one, all the way in, lower down. And take a breath. And roll all the way down. Nice work. Okay, hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Beautiful. Okay, from here, let's bring our hands right behind our heads, interlacing your fingers. Cradle your skull, the back of your skull. Bring your knees up to tabletop. Good. Now we're keeping slight neutral in the low back, but if you need to imprint a little bit, you can. If that feels better on your low back, go for it. So meaning crush the little grape under your low back. Okay, elbows up in your peripherals, nod your chin, curl, look to your knees. And lower back down. And lift. Lower. Take a little glance at your low belly. Notice what's happening there. Notice if it wants to create that little sort of TP or dome, like if the abdominals are lifting up into a peak. Okay, if that is you, no problem. Just I want you to think about deeper zipper through the low belly. Think of the abdominals coming together, pulling towards each other, and then you're lifting just with the upper abs. Okay, and if you need another little modification, you can also let your heels fall into your glutes. Sometimes that helps get us a little deeper into the core at first. Good, just noticing your ab curl, how your neck is feeling. Can you allow the weight of your head to fall into your hands? Good, really supporting, but then trusting those upper abdominals are doing the work. Good, now let's take our knees back to tabletop if you dropped them, and curl and hold. Good, can we twist to the right? Think of left armpit reaching to the right knee, come back to center. Breathing in, lower halfway. Curl up again, twist to the left. Underarm to knee. That's it, alternating. Keeping the low belly zipped in and adding those obliques again for 4. 3. 2. Last one. Come back to center, lower down, hug the knees in. Good, rock side to side. Good. Now option to keep your head down on the mat or to curl back up. We're gonna hug the right knee into the chest, kick the left leg out about 45 degrees. Good, and switch. Good, just try to find this little flow with the legs. Kick away, pull, compress into the hip. Good, if your head is down, keep your chin drawn towards your chest. Good, try to keep the ribs heavy in the mat. If you're taking the neutral alignment route. Yeah, reach, reach. Good, and then let's all meet with our knees in, curled up, hands behind your head. That's it, good. Okay, twist to the right, kick your left leg forward. Let's put them together, come back to center and switch. Switch, switch, good. Now you can think a little more twist. Elbow across to the knee and switch. Notice your breath. Can you draw it down towards your core? For 6, for 5, 4, 2, and last one. Come back to center. Hug your ankles in towards you. Big breath. And lower back down. Amazing. Okay, let's stay as we are for a sec. Just squeeze your ankles together here. Knees apart. grab onto the sides of your ankles if you can. Sides of shins are fine, even backs of the knees. So wherever you can grab today, wherever you can reach for, squeeze the heels, and if you look down at your toes, you created this little pizza shape, a little slice, okay? So now from here, curl up, look to your heels, round your back, and we're gonna squeeze so hard through the heels that we're gonna start to find some momentum, rolling back and forth. Good, just letting your backs find this nice little rolling motion. Good, rolling back and forth. Try not to roll to your neck, right? So keep it sort of just above your bra line would be good. 3, come up to balance. 2, and last one, hold it up. Can you hold, just hovering, 5, 4, 3, keeping the heels off of the mat, and 1. Amazing, guys. Cross your feet, come back up to tabletop. Good. Okay, have a drink if you need. How are we doing so far? Good, okay. So we did quite a bit of flexion there, so we're gonna come back to a nice neutral alignment through our backs. Yeah, and then from here, just walk your feet and knees back a little bit. So they're gonna be behind you, and we're gonna take our hands forward, spread your fingertips, and then draw your shoulders over top of your elbows and wrists. So we are coming to a kneeling plank. Good. And then just come back to tabletop. All right, good. Option to keep the knees apart or squeeze them together. Let's do that again. This time curl the toes under and come forward. And then come back. Good. And just notice what happens here as we transfer our weight over top of the wrists. Notice what happens in your hips. Do they want to kind of sink, fall right down? Are they staying like pretty lifted? Can we start to find the glutes again? Squeeze the bum as you come forward and then release the glutes as you go back. Just noticing how that connection of our hips and core work together, right? Coming forward, squeeze the glutes and then return back. Good. Same thing with the shoulders. As we come forward, can we feel them slide together? Connect underneath the armpits and then push away, back. Okay, 2 more. And back. Last one, come forward, hold. Staying in our low plank here. Keeping the legs either squeezed or apart, find the inner thighs as well. Yeah, notice how your whole body gets involved when we're starting to plank, right? Squeeze the glutes. Can you find a little push-up? Bend the elbows, baby push-up, and push back up. Yeah, again. Good, now feeling the crown of your head lengthen forward. It's part of your neck. It's part of the rest of your spine. So keep it in line with the rest of the spine for 3, 2, and last one, up, and come back. Take it into a shell. And then coming forward again. And know that there's always the option of using your towel or rolling up the front edge of your mat if you ever need some wrist support, okay? So let's come forward again, come back to your kneeling plank, toes curl under, hold here. And now while we're here, can we find a little retraction through the shoulders? Let them hug together and then push away from the floor, protract. Okay, again, retract, shoulders slide together, press away, protract. 4 more, sink and push. 3, 2, and last one. Now let's add that with our push-up. Allow the shoulders to retract a bit, bend the elbows. Notice how much deeper you might be able to go. And then push away and protract at the top. Yeah. So it's almost gonna feel like you're like rounding your upper back a little bit and then lengthening your upper back as you sink. So there's so many ways of pushing up, right? Just feeling your weight over top of the wrist, but squeezing through the glutes, inner thighs, low belly for 3, 2, and last one. You guys are doing amazing. Hover, good, stay here. Let's take the knees up and take it back into a downward dog. Beautiful. Separate your feet in line with your sitting bones. Stretch it out. Good. Splitting the mat apart with fingertips and heels. Take a few breaths. Big sigh out. Again, big breath in. Big sigh. And last one, big breath. As you exhale, can you bend your knees and you're gonna hop or step your feet forward. Right to your hands. Good, round your back in, take a breath. And as you exhale, roll all the way up, arms wide, and take them back down. Beautiful, good. Okay, let's grab our weights. We're gonna come back to the top, so back to our split squat position. We're gonna add on a little bit. So now that everything else is warmed up, we can kind of maybe do this with maybe a little more ease. So we're gonna take the weights to our hips to start, okay? Facing the front of your mat. Take your right foot back, left foot forward. Let's all start together. Yeah, left foot is in front. Good. Find the glutes, maybe without having to touch them this time, right? Really squeeze them just like we did on your back, and then drop it down. And back up. Good, weights at the hips. Good, just noticing they turn on a little faster. And that's really the idea here, is repatterning our muscles in our bodies to know which muscles to kick in at any given moment, right? So even if it's like we're doing a quick sprint, or we're running up the stairs, or picking up heavy groceries, or whatever it is, just allowing the body to move more functionally, the right muscles to kind of support us in our days, right? So just notice here, if the glutes want to relax, you kind of lift them up. Just notice that difference. Can you hold this one down? Oh yeah, pulsing. Good. 2, 1, and take the arms all the way up. Bring the foot in. Good, switch. Left foot back, down and up. Okay. I often change the breathing pattern here too. So sometimes exhaling, going down feels good. Sometimes inhaling, exhaling on the way up. There's no real rules, just make sure you're breathing and you're finding that connection to your body, right? So as we just breathe in a way that feels good. Okay, hold it down. Nice. Okay, now let's take little exhales as we pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the arms up. Amazing. Okay, bring the arms down. All right, how are our glutes feeling? Good. Okay, we're gonna take the right foot back again. This time, can we find a wider stance? So take it right back as if you're going into a lunge. Hands or weights on your hips. Okay, and then we are gonna lunge, so we're gonna sink down. And this time, just allow your spine to hinge forward. And then stretch and stand back up. Good. So instead of dropping straight down and up, we're tipping the spine forward, bending the front knee, and lengthening back up. Good. In that last class, we kind of talked about like holding the pelvis and sternum and kind of keeping that length as we do our hinging. So you can always put your hands back in those 2 spots if you need that reminder. And then just keeping the ribs closed in front. 2 more. 1. Good, come down and hold. Aha, good, staying here. Can you feel the low belly zip in? Squeeze the right glute, squeeze the left glute, take your elbows wide to the sides. Good, from here, just holding, holding, holding. Play with more weight transfer. Can you put more weight in the left? Good, can you split the toes apart with the right? And then just take the arms overhead and bend them in for 5. Overhead and bend to a sort of goalie post arms. 2. And last one. Stretch it up and come all the way up. Beautiful. Switch. I'll face this way for this one. Right foot forward this time. Hands on the hips or at your chest and at your low belly. go into your hinge in your lunge. Down and back up. Down and back up. Good, keeping the neck in line with the rest of the spine. So if you're watching me, that's okay, but try to keep, now that you know the movement, try to keep your gaze forward on your mat, keeping your spine in one nice long line. 2. Awesome, last one, hold it down. Good, put a little more weight in that right foot. Look down at your toes. Can you spread them, press them all into the mat? Press your heel into the mat. Take your elbows to goalie post arms. Hold. Breathe. And then stretch it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, hold, and step forward. Bring the arms back and down. Amazing. Okay, last set, guys. Come back to your split squat. Take your weights forward, squeeze them together. Okay, back to the first exercise, sinking down. Can you hold it this time? Just maintaining a long spine so we're not hinging at all here. And then add a twist. We're gonna twist away from the back leg and come back to center. And again, away, back to center. Good, back to a rotation. Nice. Notice if that right hip wants to take you over the whole way. Can we try to keep the hip bone square to the front? Moving from the ribs. For 2. And 1. Come back to center and take it in. Switch. Sink. Squeeze the left glute. Twist away to the right. Left hip stays square. For 2. And last one. Back to center and stand right back up. Take the arms overhead and then lower the arms all the way down, round over the legs. Ditch your weights. Separate your feet. Soften your knees. And nice and slow, roll all the way up. Good, arms widen up. Good, take your arms forward, rounding over the legs. Okay, this time take your right foot back. We're gonna come right into a lunge this time with your hands down. Okay, take your right hand to the inside of the left foot and twist. Should feel nice now after all that work in the hips. Get that nice stretch through the hip joint, through the ribs. Sweep it overhead. Do a few circles, arms down and up. 2. 1. Beautiful. Come back to center. Okay, square off your hands, square off your hips. Okay, we're gonna climb up the left knee. Yep, we're gonna stay in our hinge. You're gonna take the hands behind your head. Good, holding here. Now really feeling yourself split the mat. Can you add that twist? Come back to center. 4 more. If you need some support, hold on to the knee. You can also soften the back knee. 2. And 1. Center, take the arms forward. Bring it down and switch. Good. You can lift up on your fingertips or palm down, add that twist. Breathing into the right hip. 3 circles. 3, 2, and 1. Up and over. Back to square. Support your hips, support your feet, press into all 10 toes. Walk your hands to your knee. Good. Feel like you're splitting apart the mat, hands behind your head. Find your hinge. Good, and only hold as far as you can without sinking and losing it, right? So you might even have to be a little higher. And twisting for 4, 3, 2, and last 1. back to center, take the arms overhead and bring them down. Bring both feet together. Good, rounding over the legs, take a few breaths. Good, this time step the right foot back, left foot back to a plank. Hold just for a breath and then lift right up to your downward dog. Good, sink your heels into the mat. Take a few breaths, just slowing down your heart rate, slowing down your breath. Maybe switching your breath to breathing in and out through your nose, calming down your system. Good, and then this time walking back, 4 walks with your hands back to your feet this time. 2, 1. Good, separate your feet in line with your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need, and then just hang out here for a sec. Check out your toes, check out your ankles. Can you shift your weight forward and back a few times? Into the toes, into the heels. And then nice and slow, sinking into the center of your ankle joints, stacking your bones and joints all the way up. Take your arms wide and hands all the way down through heart center. Great work, everyone. Day 3 complete. Awesome job. We'll see you next week.